Welcome back to Championship Court as we take a look at the top seeds Andre Daescu and Gabe Tardio in our first of two men's semifinals. Daescu, the 35-year-old Romanian native, now making his home out of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. He's playing alongside Gabe Tardio, the 18-year-old out of Jupiter. Interesting dynamic in these two. Daescu's so solid. Tardio has a little bit more of that flash, even though he's grown into his game over recent years. On the other side, another one of the up-and-coming youngsters, Jack Munro, has been around this game a long time, took a break, came back last year, starting at the Sacramento Open in 2023, has really extended his game, the 19-year-old from Buda, Texas, and he is playing with another established statesman, John Cincola, the 43-year-old out of McHenry, Illinois. We are underway here in our first semifinal. Tardio through the middle.
Yeah, nice ball. Munro thought there was more on that. Drops down in and quick side out for the 1 seed.
Point.
Already a little gamesmanship and sportsmanship here.
Daescu looks at Munro, goes, my bad. I'm sorry. He's really not, though.
Just bumps
that's the
one
I'm
over.
sorry, not sorry.
1-0-2.
Great start. So
Point.
this is what you're going to see a lot of right here. Cincola and Daescu are going to go cross court a lot. They're going to be the two steady ones here. Tardio and Munro are going to be athletic, move, try and speed this ball up.
Yeah, good spot there from Cincola. But it's the right choice, right? It's an elevated drop. He steps back, lets that ball bounce. It's going to sit up above the net. Then he can be more aggressive.
It's that high third shot. Oh,
Munro looking for the Ernie, but it left Cincola exposed.
yeah, and Munro didn't get a lot on it because Daescu kept it nice and low and tight to the net right there, and Cincola just about a half step short of getting that in the middle.
That ball's just wide. Tardio trying to put a little bit more pressure on there, pull Munro out wide off the court, but goes for a little too much.
Munro and Cincola took down the 4 seeds, Ryler DeHart and Austin Gridley, as a second service coming. That was 6-1 in the quarterfinals.
0-3-2. Point.
Tardio misses the return as Cincola and Munro get on the board.
Yeah, that's a case of just trying to rush up to the kitchen line there, running through the return.
Oh, nice flick.
What a reaction, though, from Cincola to even get to that ball.
Yeah, nice little flick right at the body of Tardio there from John Cincola. Perfect time for it.
Oh.
Just missed deep right there. Cincola is part of one of the few teams that was able to beat Daescu in 2023, taking gold with Stefan Auvergne in Chicago.
Daescu was a mainstay on Championship Sunday in 2023. 29 total medals on tour last year, 20 of which were gold as Cincola slides over for the forehand winner.
Cincola read it before he even pulled the trigger, that being Daescu. As soon as Daescu puts that second hand on the paddle, the problem with that is that's one of his tells. He doesn't dink that much. If he puts that second hand on the paddle on the backhand, he's going to typically pull the trigger.
Another good speed up there from Cincola. Goes right into the right armpit of Tardio.
2-3-1.
He's not able to get on top of it. That ball just missing deep.
Oh, what a forehand from Cincola down the line.
The issue is Tardio's pinching middle too much. He doesn't have to. Daescu's got that. The middle is Tardio's backhand. He's got to protect that line, especially on a return down that line. He got caught pinching there.
Cincola slides forehand as he and Munro take their first lead of the game.
Just pulling strings right now. He goes down the line, gets Tardio to slide that way. Second speed up through the middle. Oh, that is
Cincola, the Ernie.
That is a very tight to the net ball there to Ernie. Starts with the defensive around the post there from Munro, and then Cincola somehow getting that paddle head below the ball, below the net.
Well, talk about, and it's the communication too, right? So as soon as Cincola goes inside out forehand wide, as soon as he hit it, he knew that Daescu was going to have the ATP. So he goes, watch it. Munro drops 2 steps, gets his paddle low. Daescu goes right at him. He resets that back over, and then it allows Cincola to come back over and hit the Ernie.
You talk about communication. These are still 2 newer pairings that we've seen on tour. So how important is it to have that explicit communication?
So on our pregame, it said John Cincola, McHenry, Illinois. He no longer lives in McHenry. He's from McHenry. He lives in Texas now and practices with Munro a lot. So they are very familiar with each other. So, and again, too, Daescu and Tardio live in Florida. So on the same coast, so they play together too. New pairings, but familiar with each other.
Backhand flick winner for Daescu.
That ball just sat up a little too high there.
5-3-2.
Nice reach in and roll. Daescu doesn't try to overhit it.
Cincola going right at that left hip of Tardio.
Yeah, and another good 1-2 that Cincola speeds it up middle, knows that that ball is going to come back middle, and he's already sitting on it. This is probably the most aggressive we've seen Cincola play. And part of that, I think, he's now in Texas. He's training with Munro. He's training with Zane Navratil. They're more aggressive players. He's not staying in those dink rallies as long. Oh, I don't know.
See the shadow swing?
That's
the
what
shadow
I'm
swing.
laughing
Yep. The shadow swing of Jack Munro.
4-6-1.
That was great.
Another good spot there from Cincola into the middle. So right now, Daescu's coming forward, but the hips are square toward Munro. So those speed ups from Cincola are getting behind him.
Side out for Cincola and Munro. The 6 points they've scored is the most that Daescu and Tardio have allowed so far during the draw. They've given up just 16 total points through the first 2 matches.
That's
beautiful placement.
Good.
That's dirty cross court from Tardio, and we saw him do that in an earlier match too, where he had him leaning for a dink, and he just pulls that trigger sideline.
Side out.
Off the edge guard from Munro.
A little chaotic right there, but it was a good move to initiate that from Munro. Nice speed up there from Cincola. Looked like Munro just lost sight of that one.
Second serve.
Daescu comes up short. In those chaotic points, in your opinion, who has the advantage?
Oof.
4-6-2.
I mean, you could say it's the team that's more established, but then also at the same time, there are times where you just don't know where the ball's coming from when both players are all over. We see another shadow swing from Munro.
Oh, Tardio nearly got it back.
I mean, he's done it twice. We may get close to a situation where he's going to get called for a hindrance.
If Tardio and Daescu are even paying attention to it. Wow, John Cincola with the shake and bake off the drive from Jack Munro.
Absolutely blistered that forehand.
7-4-1.
Oh, Munro got a little too big there. Trying to do the same thing. Nice drive from Cincola. Munro crashing hard, but paddle got too far behind him. Wasn't able to get that ball down.
Backhand flick from Daescu earns the sign out.
4-7-1. Point.
Ooh, got the top seed down. Can't miss easy return of serves right there.
5-7-1.
I saw that yesterday in the mixed doubles with Daescu and Fudge going up against Kauka and Walczek.
Second serve.
Good job from Cincola to push Tardio back into a defensive position.
Yeah, and it was actually that ball from Munro that was heavy topspin, not a whole lot of pace. Timing was off from Daescu, left that ball up enough for Cincola to attack.
Easy put away for Daescu with the backhand reach.
Yeah, and it's his reach and his length that creates that angle. So he reaches in and doesn't just punch that ball back, but he creates angle and goes cross court with the backhand.
Wrong spot there from Munro. He knew it. Missed his spot. Tardio sitting there on the backhand. Just gets on top of that ball.
3 straight points from the top seed of Titus at 7. Just outside the line, side out.
And if they're going to drive the ball, that being Tardio and Daescu, I'd rather see Tardio driving. Tardio's got a heavier ball than Daescu. Daescu needs to drop if they're going to drive. I'd like to see Tardio go.
Cincola got there, but a great decision there from Tardio.
And it's another good drive there from Cincola. Munro hitting it, almost hitting it onto Tardio's paddle.
Side out.
Little net cord love for Tardio, side out.
Yeah, nothing Cincola can do right there. Off the lat cord and into the body. So no points on that service game for Cincola and Munro. That's just patent John Cincola right there. He loves to run around his forehand and dink, and when he does, he disguises it. You don't know if he's going to pull the trigger or go soft.
Oh, Daescu inside out forehand as he and Tardio retake the lead.
Yeah, that's a good drive there from Tardio, but the swing is too big from Cincola. You see that big two-hander. The paddle's not back ready. Once the counter comes from Daescu, again, sitting too far on the forehand side, and Daescu's going at that left hip. So difficult to try to come across when you've fully committed to that forehand.
7-1 run for the top seed, and it brings up game point.
And I'm shocked no timeout here, because that's twice now that they've been burned on that same ball.
The roll from Munro goes long, and Tardio and Daescu find a way to outlast Cincola and Munro in game number 1. They take it 11-7. Game number 2 coming up next here on Championship Court at the APP Sacramento Open.
No, since I've been using Leo Rubber, I've had way less problem on my AT band and hips. It has been really a game changer for me, so I highly recommend it to everyone.
That's what makes it so different. The whole idea about balanced compression, it improves your blood flow, reduces your fatigue. At the end of the day, you feel so much better.
I feel comfortable, I feel supported, I feel like I can train harder, train longer, recover faster, and feel supported while I'm playing. And that's so crucial for me, especially in singles when I'm trying to play against the youngest. I'm not the youngest out there, but I try and play against the youngest.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's best eggs. They're just so delicious. With better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best.
The Pro XR pickleball paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game, because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
Welcome back as our Humana Human Care Spotlight recognizes Jennifer Henson. Jennifer has eagerly volunteered for many shifts as a pickleball match starter, staying before and after to help, as well as picking up extra shifts. In her own words, she said, "I have loved meeting all the players, the refs, the volunteers, and being an ambassador of positivity and sportsmanship on and off the courts." Thank you, Jennifer, for all of your hard work. It is volunteers like Jennifer that make these tournaments possible.
Point.
Speed up, well disguised there from Tardio. Ball looks like it's behind him. He's going to sell that dink with the body, but it's just a quick flick and it's elevated.
Too deep in the court for Tardio. Return side out. Maybe John Cincola change of shirt in between games as well. Went from white to black.
Nice job of staying short and compact by Munro in the middle right there.
1-1-1.
Finds his left-handed forehand.
That ends a 9-1 run for Tardio and Daescu.
Point.
That time Munro comes up short. Second serve on the way.
1-1-2.
Too much there from Munro. Again, we see him trying to go for a little bit more power on that drive. The body spins off. Paddle drags a little bit.
For players that are new to the game, Chad, what determines when is the right time to try and take that drive?
Well, a lot of the time it's that shorter ball that's sitting up that we can be a little bit more aggressive of. Or even a ball that is, you know, up above somewhere around waist high. It's much more difficult to drop a ball that is bouncing higher than it is to drive. We see a decent ball there from Cincola to drive, but again, there's too much body movement.
1-1-2.
1-1-2.
Oh,
point.
Munro getting some love off the tape. He'll take it right now as
maybe the one time the Daescu's reach worked against him.
Daescu is one of those guys that is quite perturbed by a net cord.
Side out.
But that start right there, the third shot from Cincola, much better. Took something off it, created some more shape, got that ball down and dipping to Andre Daescu.
1-2-1.
1-2-1.
Second serve.
Second serve coming.
1-2-2.
Oh, beautiful combination. So lightning fast are the hands on both sides of the net.
Yeah, I mean, it's excellent defense there to stay in the point, and I don't mind that attack from Tardio, but going the second time with the backhand there, Daescu was already sitting on the forehand.
Sails long as the lead now 3-1-1.
Well, Cincola gets away with one right there. He's backpedaling from midcourt, speeding up.
3-1-1.
Typically, that's going to get punished right there, but Daescu goes long.
Ooh, big inside-out forehand from Munro.
Yeah, it's a decent drive. It was a little bit elevated, but the issue there with Tardio coming across, trying to get into position, elbow still up.
Cincola trying to slide to the forehand. How about the reset, though, from Daescu in the middle of that point?
Great resets. They keep him in it, but right there, Cincola on a low ball on the high part of the net trying to speed up. It's just not the right decision.
Two really good spots there from Munro. Disguising it, going back down the line behind Daescu to the backhand side. He's trying to get back into the middle of the court, be aggressive.
Cincola rather just gets a little too big.
His eyes lit up, got huge on the swing, and then just can't finish it because he's too big. He goes long. Nice run, though, from Cincola and Munro to take a lead here.
Largest lead of the match at 5-1. Cincola steps across but pushes the Ernie long.
We're pointing at each other, Chad. No,
I was just going to say he had one in game one, which was surprising at how close it was to the net. This one, again, just too close. When it's that close, it's so difficult to get underneath the ball.
Second serve.
Daescu comes up short. You don't really think of someone who's as experienced as Cincola choosing the wrong spots.
Yeah, right now when he's trying to jump that for that Ernie, he's gotten one.
Oh, Munro couldn't get out of the way of that one.
But yeah, Cincola just making some erratic and kind of uncharacteristic mistakes right there with those Ernies.
3-5-2.
3-5-2. Great defense, but just long.
Daescu asking right now for that.
Call stand.
So they
will challenge.
They're going to challenge it, but again, in the middle of this point, Jack Munro for the third time going shadow swinging on a ball that's nowhere near him.
Ooh. It's a little bit closer than what it looked like from our end of the court.
That looks like it might be right on that back edge of that line right there.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it potentially just caught the backside of the line.
That's as close as it can get for the most part right there. Yeah, that's tough right there. It's a good challenge possibly here for Daescu and Tardio.
Talked about how slim the margins are. This is what they are. It's that tight in the APP Tour this year.
Yeah, I think that looks in. You know, and if this is in, then Daescu and Tardio will keep their challenge. Have 3 remaining.
If the call is overturned,
I love how
it will be 4-5-2.
I love how the players always look at us in the booth and they're like, what do you guys think?
No one wants to ask me. My percentage is so low, I never get it right. So no one look at me.
They can ask us all they want, but we have no say.
We have no standing over here.
But we're the only ones with monitors.
Well, and no shortage of opinions between the two of you.
Oh,
well, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, that's our job.
That is true.
Yeah, we could mess around.
After video review,
say, no, that ball was definitely out.
in.
Yes. From that angle.
Lead referee Norm Boguth saying that the call has been overturned.
2 challenges left. 3 challenges left. You're going to have.
The call has been overturned.
So Cincola and Munro
15 seconds. Time in.
lose a
4,
challenge.
5, 2.
Cincola pushes it long, and we're tied at 5.
Well, he's trying to put a ton of pressure on Daescu and trying to keep him as far back as possible, but just too much.
Crawled over the net, and a little frustration there from Cincola.
That must have been so close to hitting that crossbar there.
Point.
Wheels falling off for Munro and Cincola here.
This is tough right now because, again, you're trying to make something happen
7-5-2.
every single point.
6-0 run
Side out.
as Tardio puts it into the net. It will be a side out, but the top seeds get 6 points on that service side.
Too much. So it's a fine line between really being aggressive and putting pressure on and doing too much. Right now, Munro and Cincola just trying to do a little too much. They're getting too big. They're pushing those balls deep.
Side out.
Cincola missing it, saying so easy, but you guys already talked about this. Against the top seeds, you cannot afford to give free points away.
No, that's what they're doing right now. Is Cincola's made a few errors back to back here.
Bag off the paddle of Daescu.
Wow, right at the left hip on the speed up, but it is just methodical, taking their time, not doing anything too big, waiting for that right moment.
8-5-2.
Well, and the reason why that speed up works there from Tardio is because every time he gets that forehand dink, he sells it the same way with the body.
Daescu a little big coming through the transition, getting up to the line.
He read it right, knew exactly where Cincola was going, had the forehand there, but like you said, Dorian, got just a little too big. Just Daescu grinding out Cincola right there, not allowing him to hit the inside-out forehand, is just methodical with his approach here.
Tardio overhead put away as he and Daescu have turned the screws in the latter half of game 2.
I'm surprised Tardio stepped in there with the backhand flick over Daescu's forehand. Ended up working out in their favor.
It brings up match point.
We stopped talking in the middle of the point. Oh my gosh.
Daescu puts it long.
So we've got members of the crowd here in front of us that are making comments in the middle of the point.
As soon as Gabe went down, he got back up, though. Good job, Gabe.
Munro right back through the middle for the winner.
Yeah, good 1-2 combination there. Hits that middle ball. Both Daescu and Tardio go for it. They get a paddle on it, but don't do anything with it. And Munro's there for the big forehand.
Second serve.
Elevated ball leads to the easy put away for Daescu's second serve.
I like the spot change from Munro on the dink, too. He didn't get into a rhythm. He changed the spot up from Daescu, but Daescu made an incredible adjustment, too.
Point.
Yeah, better spot there from Munro. This time goes crossbody, hits that left hip. Daescu sitting a little too far on the forehand.
Point.
Yeah, that ball's in.
Yeah.
I think Daescu and Tardio are both like, can we call it out? No, it's in.
In the back of the court.
Tardio put his finger up and then looked and goes, no, it's in.
But again, same spot going on that left hip of Daescu.
Side out.
Cincola misses the forehand side out. They do get 3 back, but they will face a second match point.
10-8-1.
Into the net, a firefight to end it. Cincola and Munro put up a battle, but it's the top seeds that are moving on. Andre Daescu and Gabe Tardio dispatch the 5 seeds 11-7, 11-8. We will hear from them when we return here on Championship Court. It's the 2024 APP Sacramento Open.
From tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped, suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools. From tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped, suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
The APP is sponsored by
SI Tickets, official ticketing partner of the APP Tour. Eggland's Best, better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. And Aura Organic, plant-based nutrition. Welcome back to Championship Court as we take a look at our Gamma Live to Play Rally of the Match.
Yeah, defense was on display here with the around the post defense from Munro. Speed up here, but just too elevated from Cincola. Tardio gets on top. They're moving on to the championship in men's doubles. We're going to throw it down courtside with Dominic Catalano for our Franklin post-match interview.
All right, Andre, I'll start with you. You guys go down 7-3 and an 8-1 run to end game one. What was the difference there in the first game?
We know pickleball is a game of momentum, and look, they're great players. Johnny's a veteran. Jack's been playing really well. So we know we just had to weather the storm and get to our patterns, which we did, and just ride that momentum when it goes in our favor. And we're able to get a couple of good points together there and play really well under pressure and close that first game. And second game was kind of the same as well. They got up to a pretty good lead, and we're able to just kind of stay tough and battle it out. So I'm really enjoying battling with this guy. He's an absolute trooper.
And then, Gabe, you like to play aggressive. We know that. Playing next to someone so solid like Andre, it's going to keep you in points. How good is that for you and for your game?
Yeah, for sure. It's really good. You know, playing with Andre, that it's so consistent. It's very helpful because, like you said, I'm like to be aggressive. So, I just got to fire, and I know he's going to have my back. So, yeah.
All right, well, congrats, boys. We'll see you guys later on here on Championship Court. We'll take a break. Next up on Championship Court, though, women's semifinal here at the APP Sacramento Open.